Hi folks, Travis Fox here with foxoptic.com. Today I'm going to be going over a new product that we've got in. It's Sightmark Wraith. It's new for this year. It's a digital day-night vision scope that runs on, so in the nighttime it runs on an infrared light, which they include in the kit. The one that they're including in here is 850 nanometers. It's got a really nice spot to flood adjustment on it, so like to run it from spot to flood, you screw the head in and out. The little holder here looks like a ring, but if you loosen these two up, you can see that it's got a pivot adjustment in it. So basically what you're going to do, when you get the device, you're going to look through it, through the device itself in the night mode. You're going to be able to see that IR light in the dark, and you're going to point that to where it aligns to the middle of the sensor, and that's going to give you your maximum distance. This little light that they're including runs on 2 CR123 batteries. It's a very good little light for, considering that it comes with it. Going to give you about, I'd say, a good solid 200-yard IDs on something potentially as small as a rabbit. From that point, you're going to get really good clear images out to about that point. From that point and beyond, you're going to start to gain graininess to up to about the 300, 350-yard mark where the thing is just going to crash out on you. Just know that you can turn around and you can go to a bigger, more powerful upgrade light that will push up, the distance capabilities. It's going to throw more reflected light. It'd be just like if, on a regular scope if you're running a bigger light. So, know that you can upgrade it. This is going to run on disposable batteries. Disposable batteries at high power, which honestly in my tests up, beyond 200, you'll get some gain by running on the high power mode. That's going to give you about 2 hours run time. I'm getting to 200 yards in the low power setting, which is giving me, around 4 hours on 2 CR123s. To be quite honest with you, for the average guy, that's going to be a full night outing. So, unless you get to using the thing a lot or until you've kind of proven your use in the device, I wouldn't recommend buying an IR. I'd start with this. See how much you're using the device, and then from that point, you can work your way up into either a better IR light, a scanning device to cut down on the amount that you're using that. Personally, I like a little thermal to scan with. I use my, then I don't have to use this light except just when I'm shooting. The reflected light capability on this will actually give you really good images considering the cost of this thing. These are $499.99. The way we've got them kitted, and I'll go over that here with you in a minute. I'm going to walk over this other one, take you a nice good close-up around it, kind of talk about it. But before we get off topic, the IR light is also, you left or right hand, you can just slide it out. You can reverse this ring around. You can see what I've done, done that in the case of this one. So very well designed with this top Picatinny rail like that. That's the one thing that the Wraith you're going to find versus the other devices really has going for it is it's a very simple, well thought out menu inside there. It's very intuitive. It's very easy to learn. Don't let the fact that it's a digital device make you apprehensive. The one-shot zeroing is a breeze to set up. The thing has 5 gun or aiming profiles in it that you can select between. It allows you to choose between 9 reticle colors and 10 reticles, so it's got a lot of functionality, the ability to video record and take still images at a single tap. So like when you're doing that, I'll get with you on that over here on the close-up. Just know in our kit we're including a really nice set of N-Loop Pro rechargeable AA batteries. You'll get about 7 hours runtime on the device using these. That's another thing that they hit a home run on. They're seriesing their batteries together, running them through a nice regulator inside the device. So, unlike some of the other devices that were very voltage dependent and took special batteries or you had to run an external, they're getting, on these NIMHs, I'm getting 7 hours. A good set of Energizer Ultimate Lithium disposables will run the thing 10 hours. Just a set of regular old Energizer or Duracells give me almost 3 hours. So, and then like I say, the rechargeable NIMH like this, they're going to range in the 6 to 7 hours. So like a good set of Energizer just off the shelf at Walmart, the nickel metal hydride rechargeables, they're less than 20 bucks now. I was getting 6 hours out of them. So, you know, we're including those in our kit pack. We're also including a really high quality SanDisk Extreme 64 gigabyte micro SD card. This thing's going to give you 7 hours of video, thousands of still images. The device, again, is capable of full 1080p high definition daytime video. So it's the sensor in there is really good. The clarity that it puts out in the day mode in the little display, one of the better ones that I've seen. The only real kind of thing I would say on the device, the magnification's high, so the field of view is a little bit limiting, but for the daytime guy that can scan with his eyes or a set of binoculars, not going to find that a problem at all. The night guy, it's a little bit hindering, but it's a great device to find out how committed you're going to be to your night hunting. The price is such that you're not going to have a lot in it, you're not going to have a lot at risk. So a really good device in that respect for what it is capable of, and it gives you the ability later on, if you want to couple it with a scanner, then the field of view is no issue at all, because that higher magnification combined with the ability to free yourself up and use a little scanner is actually a benefit in a lot of instances, because you'll get better IDs. You know, and or it's a good stepping off device. Test your resiliency or how much you like the night hunting. If you find yourself really enjoying it, like a lot of guys do, then your commitments will be to go to thermal or, you know, some better device, DigiSight Ultra if you like that type. You know, or a lot of guys are jumping over to thermal. So let's jump over here and take a close look at the device itself. So one thing else I'm going to show you here, all of our kits also include, I've got it on there, I kind of forgot to put it on there, this little neoprene cover. And just in case you're wondering, I'm showing this on, this is on a ShadowTech carbon fiber lightweight tripod set that we sell, and then that's on an Air Force Condor super silenced PCP air rifle. So let's pop this cover off. Again, our kits include this cover. It's a really heavy, nice handmade neoprene cover for the device itself. So there it is. And the first thing I'm going to show you here, again, the battery compartment. It's very well thought out. Again, they're seriesing the batteries inside the device. So you can run about any type of AA battery you want in there. You can see this one's got my old set of those end loops, which is part of why I chose those. I've been running these a good 2 years, and those things have worked really well. You'll see on the device you got a little opening tab there that is going to allow you to only put that on and off in one way. Down there you can see it's got a really nice little step seal on there that's going to make the thing very weather resistant. I've had mine actually in one of the tests. I had it out in full-blowed rain. You can see that screws back on there. It gives you a nice tight fit. Once you get it as tight as you want, you just kind of lock that down. Did it one-handed there. Up here on the front, you're going to see the focus adjustment. Back here is going to be diopter. So what you're going to do here, if you wear glasses, or if you're like me, or get a little older, really could use some glasses, but you get by with cheaters, this is going to allow you to focus clarity to the inner display. Basically, once you've got that set, you shouldn't have to mess with this unless you're taking your glasses on and off and might have to readjust it occasionally. But once that's set, it's going to hold pretty true. Up here in the front, however, this is your active focus. So as your distance to different targets changes, you're going to find yourself focusing this to get clarity. You're going to see this thing again. It just throws out outstandingly good images. So they're got a really nice clear 50mm lens up here on the front. Over here on this side, you're going to see the port cover opening. So you open this little rubber up, and you'll see inside of there, got your micro SD card slot. As you can see, I've got a card in it. You just kind of push it in and out with your thumb. And then you got a micro USB input. What that micro USB input is going to allow you to do, I'm going to step over here and show you. I've got one of these right here. What that's going to allow you to do is you can run it inside of here, just like this. So you run it inside of there, and then run one of these, like this is just one of those cell phone brick pack style chargers. If you did want to run it, like if you're not finding the battery life to be outstanding enough. What the guys will do is they'll run them back here on the stock pouch, put the battery back here, run your cable up here and in. If you find, you know, the battery life isn't substantial enough on the AA s, personally I would run the AAs, a couple sets of them, and that would get me by just fine. But if you want to run one of those, just know you can have that thing run all weekend with one of them brick packs if you set it up right. So on the bottom, I'm going to show you here real quick. This is an accessory that you have to buy separately, but you see on this is my personal one. This is a double lever throw QD mount. The regular factory one is going to come with a mount like this. This is a really good mount right here. It's just not QD. Is the only reason I switched is because I switched different guns a lot. If you're not doing that, it's just not a necessity. Let's put it that way. That mount that comes with it's a really good little well thought out mount. So, you know, with that said, let's go back here. You know, nice soft eyepiece. That's going to keep light from blowing back on your face when you're up on there. On that, it's also out there in the dark going to give you kind of an indication of where you're sitting behind that thing for recoil and that. If you don't like it on there, it pops on, it pops off. It's actually goes on and off of there pretty easy. So, you know, again, Picatinny rail up on top so you can run that light on it. If you're running the daytime, another cool thing about this is you have the ability to take that light off, where that's really important. In some states, as long as you don't have that IR light on it or in your possession, you could run this in the daytime, say for example deer hunting or something like that for its video recording capability, and use it for deer hunting or different things like that. Then turn around and say, you know, I'll give you an example like over Illinois, for example. If they have a pretty long coyote season that comes in there mid-December through mid-March. You know, you could throw that on there and then use it like that, and then in the daytime potentially take that off. And I'm just using that as an example. I don't know Illinois' law for sure, but you know, as long as they'll allow you to use a camera style device, because it's IR dependent, without the IR light, it's not technically night vision, it's just a recording scope. So, you know, and then the accuracy is just outstanding. So that's one of the things that makes these really popular is their versatility. We'll come up over the top here and look at this pad. So here you can see when you're switching day-night moding, single taps on this left arrow over here are going to be what does that. So like it's about as simple as it gets. You're in day mode, a tap takes you to black-white night mode, another tap takes you to green, black night mode, another tap, you're right back into day mode. Over here, depending on if you're in image capture like camera mode or video camera mode, this is either going to start video and stop video if you're in the video mode, or it's going to take a picture if you do a single tap on it. The camera works up inside of there in bumps. So for example, you're going to start off at 1x, so that the unit is a 4 to 32. So each step up is going to take you up by a multiplication factor. So like the first one at 2, you know, it's going to take you up from that base, so you're just going to keep going up, you know, from 4, so you're going to go 4, 8, 16, 32, actually has steps in between, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and their multipliers of 4. So you got 8 bump steps in there to get you from your 4 to 32 power. So up and down. Center menu button push is going to take you into the main menu. From the main menu, that's where you're going to access your display screen brightness, you know, set things up, the one-shot zero, which by the way is a super simple process. If you've never operated one of these devices that has that on it before, you're in for a real treat. You can literally have one of these things sighted in, you know, honestly in a couple of shots. So it's a really slick, easy to understand process. You've got the ability inside of this thing set 5 gunner aiming profiles, and by that could be different guns, could be different bullets on the same gun, you know, just whatever, however you want to use them. But you can set 5 different XY coordinates, which basically in a standard scope would equate to where your reticle is set. So unlike a traditional scope where you just have one fixed kind of mechanical setting and then you have to mechanically make adjusts, in here you can make those ahead of time and then just select between them, and it will map the reticle to that new coordinate. So again, very slick device. New for this year, $499 for the entire kit. The thing will produce outstanding images. I'll have plenty of those in this video for you to look at. If you have any questions on it, again, feel free to give me a call. So let's jump back over here to the table and I'll finish things up real quick. But again, Sightmark Wraith, 4 to 32 by 50. Okay, so I hope you found that informative. Again, that's Sightmark's Wraith, 4 to 32 by 50 digital day-night scope. Don't let the cost fool you. The thing will produce outstanding nighttime images just the way it comes out of the box and the way that we're kitting it. You really don't have to buy anything additional. You just know that you can upgrade the thing with a few component changes. You can make it more versatile and more powerful, but it's really a pretty nice package just the way it comes. If you have any question on this device or any of the other products we sell, give me a call toll-free, 877-806-2977. Be sure to check us out on the web, www.foxoptic.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.